Hey y'all, come on in. I have been on the struggle bus with cooking. I have no motivation at all. I bet it happens to you too. So, all these apples I got recently at the farmer's market, they're delicious, but some of the varieties have, the texture is just too soft for me. That's why I love like a pink lady apple. It's real crisp. And so I thought, I'm gonna make these into applesauce. Let's do it. Last night, my daughter had her New Year's Eve party at the house and they opened some bottles of sparkling apple cider, but they didn't use all of them. And traditionally when you make applesauce, you wanna use like apple cider vinegar or something like that. But I wanted to try this to make sure it doesn't go to waste. Here we go. Might not be a good game plan, but that's how I cook, right? Another thing that is very common when making applesauce is actually peeling off the skin. But I have a really hard time doing that because I just think there's so much nutrients and like vitamins and fiber in the skin that I just never cut them off. Same thing with like cucumbers. So I'm gonna put them in the food processor afterwards, and I'm hoping that that will make the skin pieces small enough. So it tastes good, but I don't like the texture. Man, I'm picky about apples. I don't know. I'm very particular about my apples. So all you need to do is just cut it into pieces that can cook down. And then we'll throw it in the food processor afterwards. And then I give this core part to the chickens, which is awesome. They've been laying great eggs lately. So this is the Arkansas black apple that I was cutting at first. And then now I'm cutting up ludicrous apple. But it's fascinating because oh man, I don't think you can tell on there, the difference of the skin color, the flesh. And it's not because it's like oxidized, it's, if you didn't know, you'd almost think this is a piece of peach sitting right here. That's the color that it is. I have cooked down the apples and they're all soft and tender. Now we're gonna put them in the food processor. Time to test. That is good. I'm gonna add in cinnamon. I try to incorporate it in a lot of foods that I cook because it's so good for blood sugar regulation and just overall for your health. Cinnamon is one of the best things you can take, even as like a daily supplement, but I'm really bad at taking supplements, so I just try to put it in our food. Start with this amount. Okay, here's our finished batch of applesauce. I'm really happy how it turned out. The skin, you can't really tell it's there. And historically, the reason I haven't made applesauce, it's one of the only processed foods you can actually still get decently healthy without sugar added. So, and actually I just haven't really bought applesauce a lot because we're usually eating apples. But I wanted to make sure that these didn't go to waste. So this is gonna be my breakfast. I'm gonna put them in the freezer for my shifts at work. I work 24-hour shifts and I drive like an hour and 10 minutes to work. So a lot of times I don't eat before I leave, so I can grab one for that morning and then one for the next morning when I get off work and head back home.